Because I create an atmosphere where he can be vulnerable with me. He could share his heart and never feel like he's going to be shamed for doing it. And he's had 24 years of proof that whatever he says to me stays with me. That's right, even when I'm pissed. Because that's what integrity is. That's what those promises you made to him and in front of God mean. It's y'all against the world, baby. And if it ain't, then why is he with you? You see, when a man loves you, he wants to protect you, naturally. But could you imagine how it feels to him to know that the person that he protects, he feels he needs to protect himself from? I ain't gonna say it again, just think about it. Baby, next to God, you should be his best friend. And when he's going through something that he feels like he can't pray for, you're the one who should go to God on his behalf. And one of the most sexiest things about you is the fact that you will go to God for your man. Because he knows that love runs deep. When he knows you pray for him, if that man didn't believe in God before, he'll see it then. Because seeing the God in you, will have that man hitting a praise dance. You see, when he tells his boys that you pray for him, you slay demons for him, and he has no doubt that God created that queen for him, baby, 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 and you fine, that's just a plus. And that man's gonna hold on tight because he knows you're one of a kind. So yeah, that's why I treat my man like I do. And Jay Reed, if you're listening, you know I love you, right? Hell yeah.
All right, that was wonderful right there. So welcome back to the channel, and you see this wonderful video that this lady put up talking about praying for her man and also being there for her man. I think, honestly, there's probably no better gift. Men talk a lot about respect, and even the Bible talks about the fact that women should respect their husbands. And I totally agree with the concept that a woman needs to be there. If you as a woman can be fully open and allow your man to be that vulnerable with you, I actually think it is a great thing. On this channel, a lot of times, I'll be honest, I don't encourage men to be extremely vulnerable with women because of exactly, what she was alluding to. She was alluding to the fact that a lot of women honestly can't handle it, that men have to protect themselves from their woman. And this is real. And a lot of men out there, I'm sure can attest to it, because there are a lot of women that will use what a man says against them in anger. When she's riled up in her emotions, she wants the man to hurt. And some of you ladies know that you do this. You want the man to feel the pain that you feel at that moment. But the problem is, as soon as it leaves your mouth, then at that point, you can never take it back. And what you're doing is you're stabbing him in his heart. And sooner or later, if you continue to stab him in his heart, what he is going to do is he's going to remove his heart from you. Because now he has to protect himself from you. And so what he starts to do is he just doesn't tell you about everything he's working on. He doesn't tell you about his hopes and dreams. He doesn't tell you about the very things that you're supposed to be, as a woman, supporting. And what you're doing is you're wounding your man, and you're keeping him from being the great man that he can be. It's like that old adage goes, there's a woman, driving down the street with her husband. So there's a husband and a wife driving down the street, and the husband is the mayor. And, he looks over and they pass a guy who is a garbage man. Nothing against garbage men, but this particular story, they passed a garbage man. And, the man looks over, he's like, "Hey, babe, isn't that your old boyfriend? The one from high school?" And then the lady looks over. She's like, "Yeah, that's him." And then they continue a little ways down. And the man says, the mayor, said, "See, if you had married him, you'd be married to a garbage man. But see, now because you married me, you married to the mayor." And the woman looks over at him and she says, "No, if I married him, he'd be the mayor." See, the support of a good woman. See, I could preach on this now. I could preach on it, Lord Jesus. I could preach on the power, because when a woman is supportive, when a woman knows how to lift her man up, when she stands behind him instead of standing against him, he can do so many wonderful things. And it's just like that woman just said right there. When a good woman comes in, she is such a power to her man. And she holds him down, and she just allows him to be free. And see, a lot of Black women have to understand that all of you have this power. It's a softer power, a power that doesn't really get talked about that much in our media, but it's powerful. And that, people also say, behind every great man, is a great woman. And again, it's the same type of thing. It's the woman saying, I'm here and I'm helping you and I'm going to bless you. I am not going to be in your way. In fact, I'm going to do whatever I can to even move obstacles out of your way. Like I just did a video with, a guy making this vortex cannon. It almost seems goofy and silly, like some, kid's project in the backyard. But his wife was there to support him. Whether she thought it was stupid or not, whether she thought it was childish or not, she's there to support him. And through that support, his love grows for her because he knows that she has him. And see, this is one of those differences between being a girlfriend and being a wife. And then honestly, the next part that she brought up, being a godly wife. You see the cross on the screen. See, a lot of women don't understand that right now, ladies that are watching me, you should be praying for your future husband. And then when you get your husband, all right, you should be praying for him every day. Now, your men should be doing this too. Don't get me wrong. Okay, men should learn that you as a man are the spiritual head of your household. And you should actually almost outpray your wife. Okay, if you want to be that true spiritual head. And I'm just letting y'all know, again, if you give the devil an inch, he will take 1,000 miles. So you can't even give him an inch in your relationship. That's why so many people are divorced. But to get back to it, ladies, just like she said, you have to go to war for your marriage. You have to go to war for the dreams of your man. You have to see things in the spirit that might be attacking your man, and you got to get to them first. You have to knock them down first. You have to move in a way that is spiritually edifying. And see, again, she said it all. If a woman is doing that, even if your man don't believe in God, when he sees your move toward God, he's going to start to believe. He's going to start to see. Because see, that's how all this kind of stuff works. See, people don't believe in God when they don't see the power of God. And when everything around their life is just average. That's one thing I've learned. If it's average, people don't believe in God. When they're living a good life and no real problems happening, who's this God? There's no God. All right, the sun is good. I'll just pray to me. It's all about me. But let you go through something. Go through something. And then while you're going through that something, let this thing happen over here. It's almost like a miracle. It's almost like something that should not have happened. But that one little thing saves you or helps you or blesses you when you were going down this other path, when you were in this distress. And you start to recognize there are things bigger than you, stronger than you, more powerful than you. And yes, you feel small, but then you get this wash within your spirit. It goes down your back and it fills your belly and goes into your limbs. And oh, wow, there's something out there that is trying to get into me that is good and wants to wash me out. And as this happens, that's when you start to believe, oh, this God everybody's talking about, this is something real. This is something that's true. And we have a lot of people right now dibbling and dabbling in a whole lot of stuff that they don't even understand. In fact, before I played this video, I actually was going to do a video about this one lady talking about witchcraft, because there's an uprising in witchcraft right now, whether or not you guys like it or not. And I just didn't want to get too deep into it because, again, it's important, but I didn't want to get too deep into it. So I just decided not to, do a full video on it. But I'll be honest with you, even when people talk about manifestation, a lot of that's like this close to witchcraft. And I know some of y'all that's hearing that, y'all don't like that because, again, we talked about this before. When people have invested their time, their money, their energy down this one direction, and even if it's wrong, and even if it's this and that and the third, they don't want to shift. They don't want to shift because it's painful to shift, because it's an investment to shift. But you have to watch that, because one of the things that happens a lot of times, what people do is, in every generation, they change words. And the reason why they change these words is so they can get around certain things. Like, even you hear me sometimes say energy. I say energy a lot. But when I say energy, I really mean spirit. All right? Because a lot of people don't use the term spirit anymore. And a lot of the stuff that people are doing with manifestation is literally one step away from witchcraft. What do you think witchcraft was? Okay, witchcraft is the concept that there are spiritual energies out here, and that if you focus your mind on something, you can make that thing turn into a reality, bring it out from the spirit and turn it into a physical reality. And that is what a lot of people are doing with manifestation. It doesn't mean that's what you're doing, because like I say, everybody has this at different levels. If you just have a vision board up and then you're just saying, well, these are the things that I'm working on and I want to be able to focus on these things, that's not really manifestation and meditation and all this other kind of stuff. But if you're sitting in a dark room, with candles, and you're like, oh, trying to do that kind of stuff, that's leaning you towards witchcraft. But again, I'm not going to get too deep in that. I just wanted to drop that nugget. Maybe God is trying to tell you something. Anywho, I did like this video. I like what she had to say. I think that it is really good for a woman to hold a man down. It's always good to see positive people out here. I think she said she had been married over 20 years. She even brought up the fact of looking good for her man, because a lot of women, again, let that go. They think it's not important. They think they already got their man. So now they don't have anything to do. But you should be doing your best each and every last day, both men and women, for your other person. You should be looking good for them. You should be working to be a better person for them. You should be, trying to be nice to them. You should be praying for them. Anything you can do for the other person. And that's why I'm always talking about what people that's been around me for a long time, selfishness and selflessness. You need to remove your selfishness and move into a posture of selflessness and give your life away. Marriage is giving your life away. It is not trying to hoard your life. It's not trying to keep hold to your life. It is not trying to, tell the other person that they have to do all this stuff for you. No. That's not marriage. And when you all both men and women, when you run into people that's what they want to do, you need to stay away from them, because that person will hurt you eventually. And that's why I'm always telling you, first 90 days, take notes. Okay, don't be so quick, to get into these relationships. I know you're lonely, but you need to try to work to find the person that is perfect for you. Anyway, please like, please subscribe, and I'm going to see you all in the very next video.